So we are going to Egypt again. Ah, so what do we want to share today? Um, yeah, I think actually during my flight to Egypt for the first time in 2024, I already got the message that I'll be doing the trip 3 times. Yeah, and then so this year, then actually I forgot about that message until I think early this year I told you, right? Like I feel that, oh, I think the Egypt thing will be like that for now. And then the next big journey will be to Peru sometime a few years later. Yeah. And then so I think we can talk a bit about basically take stock of our journey lah, this past few years. What happened, what we've done, how we've changed in terms of our, do we call it mindset? Like how we see things and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And also how certain things that resonated with us previously now no longer resonate. You were talking about the Atlantis thing and then, yeah, and whatever. And how come we both feel that we'll need to do like another QHHT session together to see how everything actually connects. Yeah. Once we've actually, because we have already let go of certain storylines and sort of no longer have that attachment to certain storylines. Yeah. And so how can everything still fit together and connect together? And is there a deeper meaning to everything? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
That's a question for my subconscious during our QHHT.
Yeah.
Yeah, interestingly, I remember that I think it was our first trip, the one where you uh facilitated or guided at the Sphinx after our private visit. That was when I had the knowing that there will be one trip where we will uh do together, and it will be November of 2025,
Mm.
which which was last year, a few months ago. Oh wow, it's really June.
Oh,
Okay,
a
yeah.
few months ago. Yeah, yeah.
A few months ago, not yet a year.
Oh.
Yeah. And then that was the message. I feel like many years have passed, but it's only been a year and a half. Is it correct? 2024 November
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
until now. Yeah, a year and a half. It feels like the amount of things that have shifted in terms of our perspective, in terms of the um, storylines about Egypt, about Atlantis, about goddess, priestess, priest, god, whatever, um, has changed a lot to the point where it feels almost unrecognizable, um, and a bit surprising that uh, even though yeah, all that had to happen in order to bring us to Egypt. Or just not just Egypt, but like, anything anywhere in the world, or anything um we need to do, even though there is not a need.
Mm.
But yeah, so those desires and those things that feel like it's luring us or it's baiting us into an experience, but it's not about that. narrative. It's not about that storyline that led us there, but it's actually something more. Yeah.
Yeah. Similarly for myself, I also feel like I was baited, onto the journey, baited to Egypt. And then, yeah, this year will be the third time that we'll be going to Egypt together. And I don't know, I kind of feel like the bait was to bring us on the journey to discover ourselves and to become more of the natural and the truest us in a sense. Yeah.
I definitely resonate with that because yeah, even though I feel like Egypt has a very interesting way of peeling all of these layers and dissolving all of these uh layers that are around us that we wear like clothes to show the world. Yeah, all these different personalities and even like beliefs that we have taken on that are not really ours to begin with. Yeah, we think it's ours, we think we desire this kind of lifestyle, but actually it's all because of external influences that have programmed us or influenced us into thinking that this is what we want. But yeah, maybe it's the land, maybe it's also the opportunity to finally take some time off. And because Egypt is so huge and we actually journey to a lot of places and there are a lot of bus rides. So there are a lot of silence also in between the visiting of the temples and the vast view of the desert. I don't know, it just melts all of these layers. And I think, we have still been talking to the people who have been with us on our various trips, and it's, I think, quite safe to say that everyone has changed or realized something, even if they can't put it into words. They just know that there is something that they cannot hold on to anymore, and they have to let go to certain things and move forward. Yeah, and I think the letting go of these things are basically the things that are not authentic to themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that most of the time I'm being an observer. Yeah. Firstly, of course, is to observe myself. And then secondly, I actually observed, the participants on our trips. Even after the trips have ended, sometimes we will have chats. And then I observed that, wow, they somehow, after releasing certain things, after learning certain things about themselves, they show up differently in life. Yeah. And then through the journeys and through, there are a lot of like retrospective moments in silence and then observing the views and having a more macro perspective of things. That is one. And then the other part is they get to interact with each other who are, on a similar frequency bandwidth as them, and basically people who have resonance with each other. And through the sharing circles that we have also, and their private sharings with each other, there is sort of like an energetic interaction that happens. Yeah. And a few of them have also, been sort of like working with each other. Yeah, even after the trips have ended. So that's just really nice to observe. Yeah. And that also makes me both curious and excited, because like what you mentioned, it's only been 1.5 years since we first went to Egypt. But it feels like decades have passed because so much has happened and we have all changed in like, tremendous ways. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess I would say that Egypt is somehow a magical place indeed. I don't know, is it the land or the temples or the energy or the container or
I think
whatever, and
all,
also everything.
yeah, all plays a part. And perhaps the land also plays a huge huge part, because I do feel like I mean, you have traveled to many, many different places. So there you definitely feel like just something about Egypt that you can't quite maybe put into words, but it just is able to transform uh someone. And I feel like it's quite important to also I guess understand that these journeys are not like miracle healing containers. I feel like a lot of people, maybe when they are uh, signing up for a retreat, or they're going somewhere with a group of people that is quote unquote spiritual, labeled spiritual, or like a pilgrimage, there is somehow an expectation of, after this trip, I'm gonna be a totally different person, and my life is going to change like 180 degrees.
For the
Which,
better.
oh yes, for the better. Um, which is, I wouldn't say it's false, but then it takes time because we are on this plane of existence, which has time and space that's involved. So timing is definitely a big factor. And also it depends on how fast we're able to integrate these things that are coming through. If we choose to, because we have free will, if we choose to hold on to certain things in the past, then perhaps this journey would take longer to unfold, even though everything is in divine timing. But um yeah, it depends on our decisions also. Yeah, so
Mm,
how fast we can let go of things, how fast we can see through things and not get trapped in certain narratives and storylines that keeps looping. Then yeah, it yeah, I just wanted to say that time is a big factor that's involved in this whole thing, and also our personal journeys, the path that we will take and decide to take, all plays a part in it.
mm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is a journey and we have to allow ourselves to go on the journey. And journey means, things change. And
Mm,
then if you choose to like loop, then you will be in the same place. Lah. Yeah. But if you
mm-hmm,
journey, then yeah, for sure things will change. Yeah, I
mm-hmm.
think, yeah, it is not some miracle that's gonna happen. It will all take time to play out. Yeah. But somehow Egypt has
Accelerates that.
yeah, accelerates that.
It's like you put yourself in a rocket ship and oh my God.
And then zoom. Yeah.
Yeah, somehow it feels like the land also activates the blueprint of, like, when we first come into this world as like a 0 day newborn baby, 0 years old, or 1 day old, or a few hours old. That blueprint um comes back online. Uh and obviously it will take time for all of the different layers and stuff to sort of, it's like closing a tab. If you have too many tabs open, you have to close the tab slowly. The more you have, the more time it will take to close the tabs.
Mm,
And then that original, I guess, operating system, our own operating system, our own beliefs, that is true to ourselves, will then come back online like clearly and fully.
Mm. Yeah. So personally for me in 2024, some big event happened in Egypt for me.
Okay. It's like which
And
big event? Oh, okay.
yeah. Yeah, and it was great, but the following months were uncomfortable. And there was a lot I had to go through and to understand about myself and to let go of blah blah blah. And then once that happened, now I'm in a much better place. Yeah. So um yeah, you will never know what you can expect. You can kind of sense into it, but it will just be like one of the layers. And then there'll be like many layers. Yeah.
Yeah, you brought up two important points. The first point is about the discomfort. That it's also important to understand that there will be these uncomfortable things in our lives as we choose to walk the path that is most aligned to our truth in that moment, because that can kind of shift as we evolve, even though the essence is the same. But when we choose to show up or live our life as the most authentic versions of ourselves, there will be things that we need to face, that will bring up these uncomfortable emotions and perhaps even challenges, that comes after. And that's not a bad thing. Actually, it's a very good thing, that it's like a redirection. A redirection, you're on this track and then suddenly, oh no, you realize, oh, all these things are not aligned anymore. And then in that moment, you need to choose. And of course, when you choose either one of the paths, then you have to let go of either one
The
of the
other path.
paths.
Yeah.
And so then this letting go, yeah, is part of the process. You can't just expect it to be amazing and amazing and amazing. Um, but at the end of the day, if you be an observer and you realize that, oh, all this is actually happening for this bigger and grander thing in your life, it will help us to move through things with more ease and with more grace, and also a little bit faster. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's one thing. And then the second thing, I lost my train of thought. As always. The second thing, okay, if it comes up, it comes up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So personally for you, just now you mentioned quite early on that, once you will kind of realize that the desired lifestyle that you once had was something that uh it didn't belong to you. It was maybe like society or people around you and blah blah blah. Yeah. So for you, what has changed? What have you let go of? And also, what is your desired lifestyle now? Yeah.
Wow. Hmm. Wow. Wow. So many questions. Uh, I think so it actually happened even beyond before the trip in November of 2024. Yeah, so things had to happen. Certain relationships had to be released in order, because if that didn't happen, actually, I wouldn't have the courage and even the reason to go to Egypt. I mean, Egypt is a place that I never desired to go in, never even crossed my mind, even though it's the seven wonders of the world. Um, but when you mentioned it, I remember we were exchanging voice messages, and then you talked about the pyramid and something, and I was like, oh yeah, I feel like I will go to Egypt. I was like, where is this coming from? Because I don't have the desire. But somehow things happened, and then um it sort of put me on this path. Obviously, I have to make that decision also, that I commit to, okay, I will, take this step to go. So then we went, and I feel like over the past 1.5 years, what has changed in me most drastically is, yeah, my outlook in life, and also what you mentioned about how uh I realized that a lot of the things that I thought I wanted, like getting married, like having a family, like having a house, owning a car, and climbing the corporate ladder, all these things I thought I wanted, but it over time I realized that, oh wait, this is actually sort of enforced onto me, and it's not me. Um, yeah, I can't really pinpoint an exact time where this shifted. I feel like everything sort of adds up. And one of the bigger reason is also like, now staying in Bali for a longer term has also made me realize how little I actually need in my life to be happy. Yeah, and I realized that none of these things that I have desired in the past was actually part of these things that would make me happy
Mm.
in life. Yeah. Another thing is that my view towards these ancient civilizations in the past was kind of very aligned with the what people would find online, like ancient Atlantis, Lemuria, goddess, priestess, all these things, which definitely intrigued me and led me to Egypt the second time. Um, but it feels like every time we go to Egypt, even though I've been to this place many times, the same place, but it because my mindset or my perspective, my worldview has changed, I look at these things and feel these things differently. Yeah, it's very interesting that going to this place so many times, seeing the same things, it's like you will still find things that you didn't see before or you didn't resonate with before, and then somehow on this trip, it resonates. And then it sort of peels open another layer and another layer. Yeah. So over time, then these storylines also fell away. And now I see places like Egypt as for the land itself or the structures itself, more than, oh, who built this tower? Who built, was it the, ancient civilizations of Atlantis or this or that? Like, who are these blue beings that are being depicted on the walls? Did they levitate to, build these huge structures? It's beyond even trying to find answers, but just going there to be present. And I think that's one of the most important things, not just to Egypt, but to any place, like even uh, a random, I don't know, lake or or forest. Yeah, is to be present and free of any preconceived ideas of what that place is. I think that's where we truly connect with the wisdom of that place. Yeah.
Mm.
And then your last question about my desired life
Oh,
now,
right.
I
I forgot
think
the
is
questions.
is not quite relevant to this call, but yeah, is to have my own land, and then live there and then have my own cows that I can milk or goats, chicken that lay eggs. So everything is self-sustaining, and I would love to have my own food forest. Yeah, I
Mm,
think recently I realized that's one of my not one of my that's my dream life. Is to live like that. Yeah, more connected to nature and to remember that, wow, actually, the truth is that resources is infinite. Yeah, we've just been programmed to believe that, oh, we don't have enough. And only because we have this condition that resources are limited, then the model of economics can hold. Otherwise, if supply is infinite, then there are no prices to things. Yeah, so anyway, that's my desired life.
yeah.
Moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah, and somehow it's also very interesting how things have evolved such that your desired life is also my desired life.
I think it's everybody's innate desire. Yeah,
Mm,
if they free themselves from the what ifs and the should haves, then I think everybody wants that kind of quiet life. I feel.
yeah, yeah. And that's really the connection to true abundance.
Mm,
Yeah. When you realize that, oh, actually it's very easy. What we need is very little. What we want is very simple. And maybe it takes some steps to be achievable. But once that happens, and I think it also requires us coming together,
mm,
not just doing it alone, but somehow co-creating together, everyone contributing in a way that they feel called to or resonates with them. And then somehow things will piece together. And yeah, connecting with that true sense of abundance where you are supported, not just financially, but in so many ways. Yeah.
mm, mm.
Mm.
Yeah, which this journey to Egypt has really, I think, showed us because the first time you did it, you have never led anything before, and then suddenly you're going to Egypt to a place where you have never been even before, and the guidance was to bring nine women, including yourself, right?
Mm.
And like, wow, I mean, it still blows my mind how it happened, and then how the next trip where we did together was 11. The message was 11.
Mm.
And it also happened. And it's not like there was extra people or too little people. It's like just
Just
nice.
nice.
And the last person always comes like a month or 3 weeks before the journey begins.
Mm.
And yeah, the funny thing is our agent would always be like, who's the last person? Where's the passport? When is she arriving? And, and you need to let me know as soon as possible within this week. And I'm like, I don't know who's the last person yet, but there will be a last person. And indeed there was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are supported in all these ways that is quite like is beyond what we can expect. Only if we allow ourselves to take that leap of faith, which I think it requires a lot of faith into the unknown to be shown that you're truly supported. As long
Mm.
as the actions are aligned with your truth, and that uh it is not just to inflate, your ego or something like that, to make you feel better,
Mm.
to make you richer or something. As long as it is aligned with your truth, with your authenticity, there is no way that we cannot be supported because our own individual authentic truth is all linked to this bigger field of truth. Yeah. which yeah, I can call it God source, whatever. So in that sense, we always quote unquote win, not in an egoic way, but in a way where yeah, things will always go as it's guided to as it needs to. The other thing before I forget is in terms of our roles, right? So my mindset and perspective about this has also changed a lot because after the November trip, I also received the message that okay, now I myself need to guide 9 other women, including myself, to Egypt in March of 2025. So I've been to Egypt 2 times within the same
Within
year.
what? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, within the same year, I went to Egypt twice, so 2025 March and then November again. Um, that was also my first time leading something. And because of a lot of what I've seen online, I felt like this needs to happen, or I need to guide certain experience in order for it uh to be a spiritual retreat. Yeah. So there has to be this ceremony or channeling or that. So there was a lot of these expectations that I had on myself and on the journey, which after that journey, and then we did our November one, I realized, oh, why did I complicate, all of these things? Like, seriously, our role is just to bring people, like we're just the bridge, right? To gather the people and to bring them to this place because their soul or their higher self already wants to go or knows that they need to go. So we are just the bridge that opens up that doorway for them to come along and to go to the place. Um, and even during the journey itself, our role is just to hold the space for them and not to force any experience in a certain way, to always have like a ceremony or a sharing circle or you pick a card and I don't know, like all of these healing or whatever. But instead, I think the most important thing is the silence, the organic interactions, and their own individual connection with the land or the temple. Mm. That will just bring about what they need to receive. It's not in the cacao ceremonies, it's not in the I don't know, channeling sessions or fire ceremonies or whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if we have sharing circles or like ceremonies or anything, it will more so, I mean, that's not like the main purpose of it. It is just there as like I don't know, a decoration or like
Mm,
an excuse for us to gather or, come
mm.
together. And that's where things will unveil themselves organically. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like sometimes we need to know when we need to nudge and we need to know when we need to let go. So because interactions between people are very important. I mean, for myself, when I speak to people, I feel like I'm journaling and I'm processing things. And sometimes the journey can be quite energetically big in a sense where there's a lot of things happening, or maybe you dreamt of something or you feel something and you need that space or that outlet to release or to process it by speaking to someone. Yeah, so I mean most people coming on our journeys don't know each other. So of course we need the opening circle to break the ice, and then we need some organized sharing circles to break even more ice. And then at the end of the day, it happens organically. Like people will just can't leave each other's side. You know, I'm like
Yeah.
so tired, I'm gonna go and take a nap. And after my 3 hour nap during dinner, everybody else, like, they told us, oh, we didn't nap, we were hanging out at the sun deck, like, I don't know, sharing, talking. And I'm like, are you guys not tired? He woke up at 1 a.m. for a private visit at 3 or
3 a.m.
4
Yeah.
a.m., 3 a.m. How are you not tired? So
Mm.
yeah, these things organically happen.
Mm. Yeah.
Structure and then flow. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. So it's also interesting how somewhere along the way you also mentioned when we connect with our true self, we are actually connected to source frequency, and at the same time everyone has this connection. So therefore we are actually all also interconnected with each other. And so, I mean, I would think of this guitar analogy. So it's not like we are the ones that, oh, we want to organize this, and then, oh, we want people to come. Yeah, it's more like if we have this desire that came from deep within ourselves, it means that there are people out there that have the desire that they want to go on this journey. Therefore, we will sense all of this, and then we will feel that, oh, this year will have like how many people. Yeah. So it's like the guitar string it's connected on both ends. So you can play it at the usual spot that you play it, it will make a sound. And if you play the string on the other end, like of the bridge, then it also makes a sound. And so the vibrations actually travel no matter which end you play it from. Yeah, so if there is one end, there is always another end. And yeah, somehow that's how I see this relationship that we have with our participants or with other people around us. Yeah, it's never a one-way street, one-way thing. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Mm.
sure, for sure. So for all of you, if you feel if you feel the calling, please decide soon, not 3 weeks before
Yeah, yeah,
before
yeah.
the trip. It's quite funny because there was an experience where during the last trip we had a participant that actually she was the first one that confirmed, but after she verbally confirmed, she disappeared for a few months, and there was only one last spot available, and I just knew, like, every time I meditated, I would just know that she is coming. She's coming, she's coming. That would be the message. And I'm like, okay, I wait until like 1 month before the trip begins. I'm like, okay, I think I need to ping this person. How can I ping this person? Because I didn't have her personal number before the journey. I only had her email, so I tried, okay, I already sent her a couple of emails. I don't want to be so annoying. But I actually need to send this email. So I sent it to her, and a few days later, no reply. I was like, okay, time is running out. Don't forget that there is a time involved in this space
I
and in
mentioned.
this dimension. So there was one day very deep in meditation. I kind of forgot about it. But suddenly this thought just came to me that, okay, now I contact this person's higher self and send a message to this person's higher self, send a message to her physical self that she needs to reply me. And literally a few hours later, I received the email from her. And I was like, wow, this thing works
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
well. Like, I'm uncontactable via WhatsApp, Telegram, email, but I'm contactable via Himalayas. So that was a trick I learned.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It really works. Yeah.
It really works. Only if the other person is, I guess, open enough to receive it. Yeah,
Mm.
because a lot of us, I mean, we're all connected. It's just most of us are conditioned to not believe this inner guidance or this inner voice, as people would call intuition or your sixth sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and similar to when we visit all the different temples during private visits or whatever, or we visit like the different places, sometimes the sensations can be subtle, and we need to be able to be still enough to be able to sense all the subtle vibrations and what we are meant to receive. So I guess, when you ping someone's higher self, it's also the same thing. That person needs to have a time and space that they are, in for themselves to be able to tune into that and to be able to connect. Yeah, and to receive your
And
ping.
trust.
Yeah.
And to receive and trust my ping.
Yeah. Yeah. So actually nowadays, most of my days also involve
pinging other people randomly.
Yes, randomly pinging other people, and it always works because the people that I've been pinging recently, they have been on
Texted you.
they have been on the past Egypt trips with us. So they have also, sort of like
have a connection.
Have a connection. Yeah. And they also have like spend enough time in stillness to be able to get the pings. Yeah.
Stop pinging me at 3 a.m.
We got time difference lah, so
that's why stop pinging me at night.
yeah. Yeah, what
Okay.
was it that it just came to my mind. I wasn't even thinking about it. It came to me at night, and then I was like, yeah,
Yes,
whatever
this
lah, let's quickly
call.
go and sleep. This call. This call.
Yes, this call. This call, I think the day before I woke up was the first time that I woke up at 3 a.m. and then I felt like I couldn't go back to sleep. And then the next day, I think it was, I don't know what I was doing. I texted you and I said, oh, we need to have our call like soon, like in a few days. And then when you woke up, you're like, oh yeah, before I went to sleep, I actually already thought of the date. And I was like, oh, that's why I woke up in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
So interesting. Anything else?
Anything else? I don't know.
Else?
Does anyone out there that is actually watching this video have any questions?
Have any questions? You can drop it in the comments.
Yeah, or actually, you can ping us from the future, and then you can ping us now, and then now we will be able to.
Oh, time doesn't work linearly. Yeah, that's true. I think we covered most of the things that we wanted to talk about, unless somebody pinged us.
Yeah. Yeah. And at the same time, yeah, I think one thing will lead to another lah. Yeah. So why we both of us felt that we will need to do like the next QHHT session together. It's also because somehow things have revealed to us that Egypt is highly connected to Bosnia as well. And I'm in Bosnia now, and we don't really have an idea of, on the grander scheme of things, how things are meant to come together. But it was interesting how before I was on the flight to Bosnia, and I had that sense of excitement within me. Like somehow I felt that there would be a lot of things that would happen or unveil or piece together, come together when I'm in Bosnia. And also when we will be doing the Bosnian retreat together. And interestingly, a few days later, I mentioned to you, right, that very weird day where wow, many people, not one, not two, not three, but like 5 or 6 or 7 people that have been to Egypt with us before message me on the same day.
Mm,
Yeah, it's very rare. I rarely get messages from people because I'm just quite chill most of the time. Sometimes I don't ask people how are you, but somehow things will happen. Yeah, and so I really felt that connection, between Egypt and Bosnia. Yeah, but I just have no idea what that connection is yet. I mean, I have some idea, but not fully. And so, yeah, I think following this video, we will have a session together and then we'll ask our oversouls, higher selves, if there's anything that, can, that will be useful for us to know. And then, yeah.
mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I sensed into it this morning and I quickly texted like, should we do the QHHT today or what? Like what's happening? Um, which will be quite interesting because I sense that yeah, there's a connection between Bosnia and Egypt for sure. I don't know if it's the pyramids that are communicating with each other, maybe. Uh there is always a feeling, but yeah, then it's sort of the journey that will unveil um the nuances of these feelings. And the other interesting thing is because the first time that we did the QHHT together, we did it for me. It was also actually before the first Egypt
Mm,
um trip in
trip.
2024. Yeah. And I remember back then there I mean I still was holding on to a lot of these narratives. And because it is in my subconscious, it definitely uh would influence the session. Not that it's positive or negative, it's just yeah, how we relate to the world at that specific phase of our journey or life. And then now that a lot of these things are I'm sort of quite detached to, when people talk about ancient civilization of Atlantis or, the Sirius A or B and Pleiadians and Andromedans, like, yeah, if I'm like quite
Mm,
okay about that. Not that I don't believe in that anymore, but I can sort of detach and observe, oh, actually these things are just another way of telling us something. Yeah. So I'm quite curious how my subconscious or our subconscious will speak to us. Um, if if there are no, I guess, attachments to these narratives anymore. Like, how else can they speak to us? I have no idea. But okay, we will see.
mm,
Um, yeah, but it's interesting that because this journey will be the last of I feel this sequel. It's like a sequel. There's Egypt 1, 2, 3, okay, and then the sequel ends, and then maybe there's season 2, but
mm,
not in the next year, not within the next year.
mm,
So it feels like it's the cap or the finale for this sequel of Egypt season 1.
mm. Actually, I think
And
Egypt is season 1 and then season 2 is Bosnia lor.
and
Different
then what?
episode.
Season 3 is Peru.
Maybe.
Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. So it's like full circle. Yeah, because like you also haven't done QHHT in quite some time, right? And then like you just didn't feel the desire or the resonance
Mm.
to sort of tell people about it or people coming to you. So then suddenly it comes up again and I'm like, huh? Where is this coming from? Are you sure she wants to do it again? Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind
Yeah.
of like a cherry on top or a closure or whatever. Just a
Mm.
lid over. Not really a full stop, but yeah.
Mm,
Mm,
yeah. It's not like I don't want to do it again, but it is more of I don't resonate with wanting to do it to earn money or to get like a
mm.
profit from it. Or rather, I don't resonate with the reasons as to why most people want to do it. Yeah, because people
Mm.
would be like, oh, I want to know my past life. I want to know what happened between me and this person. And I'm like, oh, I mean, in the past, those used to be interesting to me, but
Yeah,
now I'm like,
I don't really care now.
yeah,
Like, I don't really care if
yeah, now,
you know your past
yeah,
life or not.
yeah,
Oh,
because now it's
yeah.
like, oh, past, present, future is all happening at the same
Mm.
time. And ancient civilizations, all those storylines, I mean, did happen, either that or will happen or is happening, but it
Mhm.
is just every storyline is another perspective as to perspective or rather gateway as to how consciousness can show us what we need to know within ourselves.
Yeah, so there will be part two to this and probably a part three where we
Part three.
dissect after we have integrated and Bosnia happened.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and then we have integrated and whatever not.
Just now when you mentioned the pyramids speaking to each other, I also feel like, yeah, it's possible, that they also communicate with each other. And that's one storyline. And then the other
Mhm.
storyline, somehow I saw the image that actually every pyramid is like a mountain also. And
Mhm.
it's like a milestone in that sense. Okay, you go and climb this mountain, but the main purpose of that is not to get to the peak. I mean, it is
Mm.
also the journey that you journey through and you see different sceneries, how the journey changes. And then, oh, you enjoy the peak. And then the next pyramid may be like the next mountain because the journey, you cannot stop there, stop on the top of the mountain. I mean, can also some people, they stop there and then they live at the top of the mountain happily ever after. But
The peak of okay.
yeah, but if you want to continue the journey to discover new things, you would like, oh, hey, I feel like I want to do another hike. I want to like, climb another mountain. And then, oh, okay, you go on the next journey. And then the next pyramid, sort of like the next mountain. And then you go on another journey and then discover more about yourself. And then blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So, I mean, that was the image that I saw in my mind. Yeah. So,
See
yeah,
you.
again, yeah. See all of you whenever we see all of you.
Yeah.
Mm,
I will put the link to the details of the journey um in the description box. Yeah, so as soon as you have a resonance, we can have a chat together and then discern what's right for not just us but also for you
mm,
um
mm.
moving forward.
Yeah, whether it's aligned with you also. Yeah, I think yeah, it's not like anyone wants to come, then you can come. I mean,
Yeah,
but it would be best if it is aligned
aligned.
with your life journey at this point in time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's 11
Okay.
11 in Bosnia now.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
So nice.
yay. So yeah, there
Yay.
are only 9 spots
Mm,
available.
mm,
Yes. Okay.
mm.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.